a young girl was raped, brutally gang raped and abused, I think the least this country could do after systemically failing to protect her, the least they could do was to launch an inquiry and bring those responsible to justice. That's all I think.
It's also just about
doesn't seem like
how do you misread the public mood? They must have got the public mood to begin with, Labour, because it was all over the front pages. It was a battering ram, and then eventually several Labour MPs decided to actually call for it, and Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, called for some form of inquiry anyway. And then eventually Yvette Cooper buckled. So they must have got that. They must have understood the strength of feeling behind it. So they must understand the strength of feeling behind this, and yet they're choosing to do it. And, you know, it does make me wonder, what are they so afraid of? What is it that they're so afraid of?
Hold on, what possible incentive could you have to make an inquiry into something, a local inquiry into something so vile and heinous, optional? Why would it even cross your mind to say, actually, let's have the option to not do it? What kind of sick individual does that?
I wonder if it's about compensation, you know. I wonder if it's about the possibility that if people end up going through a massive inquiry, that they are, like has happened in numerous other different inquiries, by the way, ultimately going to be awarded some form of compensation, and they feel as though that the sheer level of compensation they would have to pay potentially would bankrupt everyone.
I think you're right. I think you're right, but I think they're worried about that. Plus, because let's face it, it's come out of government pocket and there's no money left in government, as we know, the headroom's gone. But also, where are the councils this is happening in? What political leniencies are in those councils? And I can guarantee you this would be a wipeout for that political party. I don't have to mention that party's name because everyone who's watching knows where this is going on. And that party, unfortunately, would suffer severe consequences by the next election when these reports start coming out about what has been going on there. And I tell you now, that would be extremely damaging.